Welcome, soul traveler, to As Above, So Below. This is the space where the mystical meets the grounded, where we listen to the silent language of the universe and reconnect with the wisdom already inside you. Today's reading is all about your direction for the rest of this year. Whether you're feeling stuck, curious, or just needing a nudge from the universe, this message is for you. We're going to do a pick-a-card reading. I'll draw 6 cards, each carrying a unique energy, insight, and message. You'll be invited to choose the one that speaks most clearly to your spirit, and then we'll dive deep into what it reveals. This is a timeless reading, so whenever you find it, trust that you were meant to hear these words right now. Take a slow, deep breath. Inhale through your nose, hold it, and exhale gently. As your mind softens, let your body relax. Now look at the cards in front of you. Don't overthink. Which card calls to you? Which number, which placement, even which feeling around a card is pulling your attention? That's your message. That's your frequency. Pause the video if you need more time. And once you've made your choice, let's begin. If you were drawn to card 1, the Magician appears as a powerful messenger that you are standing at the threshold of creation itself. You may feel an inner stirring, a restless sense that your ideas and visions are ready to become reality. This is no accident. The Magician arrives when you already have every resource within reach, even if you don't yet believe it. Look closely at his table. The wand, the cup, the sword, and the pentacle. These are not random tools. Each represents an essential part of your own nature, your passion, your emotions, your intellect, and your physical skills. All 4 elements are balanced and available to you now. You are fully equipped to manifest. This card is often misunderstood as simply taking action. But it's more than that. The Magician calls you to align your intention with your heart, your words with your spirit, and your actions with your purpose. You are being invited to become a conscious co-creator of your life, rather than a passive observer waiting for permission. Right now, you're in a season where you can begin to initiate instead of waiting. Think about the project you've been imagining or the decision you've been postponing. Even if your plan feels incomplete, this is the moment to take a single step forward. You don't have to have everything figured out. Progress is born from movement, not perfection. When you declare yourself ready, the universe will begin to meet you halfway. As you reflect, you might ask yourself gently, what is one vision I keep revisiting but never acting on? Where am I underestimating myself? How would it feel to trust that I already have everything I need to begin? If doubt arises, remind yourself with this affirmation: I hold the power to create what I desire. And if you're curious about what else this card might be telling you, consider that the Magician can also signal new opportunities for learning and mastery. You may feel called to teach, to share knowledge, or to become a student again. Your natural talents are waking up, ready to be used in service of something meaningful. If you felt drawn to card 2, the Hermit is here to call you inward. You are entering a season of quiet illumination. It's time to step away from the noise of opinions, the constant stream of advice, and the distractions that cloud your clarity. The Hermit carries a lantern that only lights a few steps ahead. You don't need the full map, just the next direction. This is your moment for deep inner work. Reflection, contemplation, and sacred solitude are your allies now. Perhaps you felt burned out or overwhelmed by other people's expectations. Maybe you've been wondering which path is truly yours. The Hermit whispers that the answers you're seeking have been inside you all along, patiently waiting for your attention. When you choose to retreat, you make space for the wisdom of your own spirit to rise to the surface. This is a time to gently unplug and reconnect with yourself. You might consider creating intentional pauses, an afternoon offline, a walk in nature, or quiet time with a journal. Allow your thoughts to breathe without judgment or hurry. Give yourself permission to say no more often and honor the boundaries that protect your energy. As you reflect, you might softly ask yourself, where in my life have I been trying too hard to please others? What truths about myself am I ready to acknowledge? How can I create a daily ritual of connection with my own heart? If you need words to ground yourself, you could repeat this to yourself. My answers live within me. I honor my inner guide. The hermit can also be a sign that you're entering a period of spiritual awakening or that you may soon feel called to guide others. Whether you find a mentor or become one, trust that this part of your path is sacred and unfolding in perfect time. When you are drawn to card 3, the Wheel of Fortune, you're stepping into a time of powerful transformation. Life is about to remind you that everything moves in cycles and nothing remains the same forever. If you've been feeling stuck or disheartened, know that new momentum is on the horizon. Circumstances you thought were fixed can shift in unexpected ways. Encounters, opportunities, and synchronicities may appear suddenly to nudge you forward. And if you've been riding a wave of success, the wheel invites you to stay humble and centered, remembering that all seasons turn. This isn't a warning, but an invitation to welcome change with grace and curiosity. It may help to think about which patterns in your life keep repeating. Awareness is the first step in breaking cycles that no longer serve you. Instead of clinging to what feels safe, you're being asked to step into the unknown with trust. Consider how you might allow more openness in your daily life. You might say yes to something you'd usually decline. You could let go of expectations about what success should look like. Notice the small signs around you, symbols, words, dreams, and hunches guiding you toward your next chapter. As you reflect, you can ask yourself gently, what old patterns am I ready to release? Where am I holding on to control out of fear? How could I dance with change instead of resisting it? You can remind yourself with this affirmation, I welcome change and trust the flow of life. The wheel also suggests that you may be completing an important karmic lesson. A chapter is closing and a new one is waiting to be written. Be kind to yourself as you cross this threshold. If you were drawn to card 4, the Empress brings you into a season of abundant growth, sensual pleasure, and self-nourishment. You are being called to remember that you are worthy of beauty and softness simply because you exist. This card represents the divine feminine within all of us. The part that knows rest is not weakness, but wisdom, and that life flourishes when it is tended with care. You may be carrying a creative seed that is ready to sprout, whether there's a new idea, a relationship, or a vision for your life. The Empress reminds you that your dreams will thrive when you offer them steady, loving attention instead of constant striving. If you've been pushing yourself to prove your worth, consider this your invitation to slow down. What would happen if you nourished yourself as tenderly as you care for others? You could start by creating a daily ritual that feels good, a slow meal, a walk in the fresh air, or a moment to simply be still. Think about where in your life you've denied yourself softness and pleasure. Now is the time to reclaim them. As you reflect, you might ask, what does my body need to feel safe and supported? Where have I been withholding joy from myself? What could I create if I trusted in my own abundance? If you'd like words to ground your intention, you might say, I am the sacred vessel for creation and love. Sometimes the Empress can also signal that something new is ready to be born. A relationship, a project, or even a family. Trust that what you are nurturing will blossom in its own time. If you were drawn to card 5, the Tower has arrived as a necessary turning point in your life. At first glance, this card can look intimidating, lightning splitting a tall structure, flames erupting, people falling. But this isn't about punishment. This is about freedom. The Tower shows up when something you built your life on is no longer real or sustainable. It could be a belief you've outgrown, a relationship that no longer nourishes you, or an identity that feels too small. Even if you've tried to hold it together, the cracks have been growing beneath the surface. This is the moment when everything that isn't true must fall away. While the process may feel chaotic, remember this: life is not tearing you down for no reason. You are being shown what needs to change so you can rebuild in alignment with who you really are. When you stop clinging to what's familiar and allow the old to break apart, you create space for something far more honest and lasting. This card often appears when you've ignored the quieter signs that it was time to let go. So now, the universe is intervening in a way you can't ignore. As painful as it may feel, this is a moment of clarity. Let yourself feel whatever comes: grief, fear, even relief. Trust that these emotions are part of your cleansing. It may help to remember that what falls away now is not your foundation. It's the illusion that was covering it. When the dust clears, you'll see what remains is strong and unshakable. This is your chance to build something rooted in truth, something that reflects your real values and deepest integrity. You may wonder how you'll start over or where to go next. Take it one breath at a time. Let go of needing all the answers. You are not losing your power here. You are discovering how powerful you have always been, even without the old supports. If you need a reminder, hold this thought close. You are not being broken. You are being broken open. This is not an ending. It is your liberation. Take a breath. Release what you can no longer carry, and trust that in the empty space, something true and beautiful will grow. If you felt drawn to card 6, the star comes as a quiet promise that after darkness, light always returns. This card follows the Tower for a reason. Where the Tower clears away what no longer serves you, the star arrives to soothe, to heal, and to guide you gently back to hope. It is the dawn after the storm, the moment you realize you're still standing. You may have been through a period of upheaval or loss. You may feel tired or unsure whether you can believe in your dreams again. The star is here to remind you that you have not lost your light. Even if it has felt dim, it has never gone out. This is a time for renewal, for tending to your spirit and your body. Let yourself rest without guilt. Give yourself permission to hope again, to feel softness returning to your heart. You don't have to force healing or rush your process. Simply allowing space for it to unfold is enough. You may feel called to reconnect with something you loved, but set aside a creative passion, a goal you once cherished. The star tells you that it isn't too late. What you thought was lost is still waiting patiently for you. This is also a card of sharing your journey. Your story has the power to inspire others who feel alone in their struggles. You don't need to be fully healed to be a light. Just your willingness to keep going is enough. Spend time under the sky. Remember that you are part of something vast and beautiful. Even when you can't see the whole path, trust that the universe is guiding you forward. If you need words to hold on to, let this be your affirmation. I am a light in the dark, and I am guided by hope. You are softer now, wiser, more attuned to what matters. The star wants you to know that you are exactly where you were meant to be, and the future is still bright. Take a slow breath. open your heart. The dawn is here waiting for you. The rest of this year holds power for you. Growth, change, expansion. And if you'd like to go deeper into these energies, we have more content coming soon, including weekly readings, intuitive teachings, and more chances to connect with your spiritual path. So don't forget to subscribe to Eyes Above, So Below, and follow us on Threads at @tarot_aspaviso for daily tarot thoughts and energy updates. Leave a comment below with the cards you chose and how it resonated. I'd love to hear your reflections. Until next time, trust yourself, trust the stars, and remember, as above, so below.